From Boston Dynamics to ChatGPT's significant updates, this has been a huge week in AI. What will happen when Gen 3 is released? Gen 2's text-to-video approach has so many possibilities. There are literally a ton of films of individuals creating masterpieces like the one you just watched that are being shared online. Stick with us till the end of the video to find out. Since RMT stands for Recurrent Memory Transformer, and GPT-4 actually has 8,000 tokens in its normal way, and of course they also recently released the 32,000 token contact length, this scaling transformer to 1 million tokens and beyond with RMT is truly amazing. Honestly, at first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but understand what you're looking at right here is truly amazing. Now that this Paper X actually permits 1 million tokens, they have found a way to obtain 1 million tokens. So essentially what this means is that GPT-4 or possibly large language models in the future will be able to remember 1 million tokens, effectively enabling the creation of novels, screenplays, movies, and trilogies. If you judge them solely on the basis of their capacity for memory, you must realize that this was one of the major drawbacks of large language models because frequently, when you're having a conversation, your brain eventually forgets what was said. And obviously, you can't have an effective conversation if your brain does that. I'm sure you've seen Boston Dynamics robots freaking out people, but recently a machine learning engineer by the name of Santiago decided to integrate his own Boston Dynamics Spot robot with ChatGPT. This is actually pretty insane because they use this to essentially power the robot so they can ask questions. When it's finally deployed, however, it's going to be completely insane. This company, called Forefront, has decided to release an upgraded version of ChatGPT, which is essentially ChatGPT powered by GPT-4. It has unlimited uses and you can have many different interactions with this large language model because they essentially allow you to basically fine-tune it to any means necessary. You can see right here that the user is essentially just talking with it on many different tasks, and you can also get images from iCloud. For instance, we had a user who managed to get it to quickly and accurately code a specific website. This is in contrast to how people typically use GPA4, where they must ask it a number of questions before receiving the final code. Instead, with this, they only need to ask it one question, after which it takes care of the rest on their own. The release of programmers like Agent GPT, which are now being created and are anticipated to be deployed with widespread internet connectivity later this year, merely goes to highlight how these kinds of autonomous agents think and act and what they are capable of. There is a lot to cover here, so I'll leave a link to the complete video in the description. But basically what Adobe has done is they've changed the game with video editing by adding a bunch of AI tools embedded into the video software. This was truly absolutely incredible, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that Adobe released a Firefly update for video. This was the first of its kind. Like right here, you can see that they create storyboards based solely on a script, and you can use those storyboards to visualize whatever short film you're going to be producing. So it's likely to just increase the productivity and production capabilities of people who otherwise wouldn't have these tools directly available to them. We also had an interesting announcement from Microsoft, who said that they're working on a new chip called Athena. This is where I've got probably the biggest news in the video. Everyone uses ChatBT, but recently ChatBT in alpha, rolling out to a small number of users, was given internet access. You can see right here that it says default GPT 3.5 with browsing optimized for speed and can browse the internet. However, I haven't seen any real-world use cases for this, and I haven't heard of any users who have. I'll leave the link to the Twitter thread where someone describes their exact experience using GPT-3 and GPT-4 to access the internet if you don't actually have access yet. I guess it's just slowly being rolled out in alpha to a select number of users, and I'm guessing they're going to get that feedback and then possibly refine the software. So honestly, if GPT-4 does actually gain access to the internet, I'm not sure how much of a difference it will make. We now have Stable Diffusion XL, which is fantastic because it not only has great image jam generation capabilities, but also makes it possible for us to actually generate legible text, which was previously one of the biggest obstacles to AI image generation. As I said, a lot of different things are happening in the space right now. Take a listen to these audio samples if you don't believe me. I know that recently everyone has been afraid of voice cloning and someone being able to copy your voice, but this one truly blows the competition away. The clarity of that voice wasn't as good as it was in 11 labs, but we need to pay attention to the inflections because it's the ums. I used to work at a fire hydrant factory where you couldn't park anywhere near the building because it was for radio, and I remember what you heard was just a completely 100 artificial intelligence. It was for the URS. It's the subtle tones in your voice that make it sound a lot more authentic, fooling others even, making it harder and difficult to identify these AI sounds. However, I do want to mention that despite this technology, 5 years ago, Google was sitting on a piece of technology that could make phone calls and make appointments exactly like humans. What they are doing with the technology at the moment is unknown, so there are still some other advancements that we do need to cover. The coolest ones were Video GPT. The basic idea behind GPT is that you can actually converse with videos in a chat session. What's great about this is that this kind of technology can be used to identify a variety of different things, so it's not just something that can be used to identify obvious things. This is something that you can actually use, and it's actually pretty accurate because I tested it in a video, the link to which I'll leave in the description, and it was something that I didn't think got enough attention, so it's definitely something you should check out. But it just goes to show what could actually happen when OpenAI released their GPT-4 with images, and then of course in the future perhaps releasing that one with videos, because of course this is something that you should check out. Google made another announcement regarding the launch of Project Magi, a new browser that focuses on AI replies and integrates the AI into the browser. It will be interesting to see when this launches next month, as that is when it is scheduled for, and let me know if this is going to be something that you're going to be testing out. Then we had a University of Georgia research team confirming the evidence of a previously unknown planet outside the solar system. And basically what they did, they were able to use machining to confirm the evidence of the planet. The new project, which essentially involved teaching some robots how to play football from scratch, was quite successful. The robots were able to react quickly, score goals, and use defensive strategies. This was all accomplished using deep reinforcement learning, in which you train a robot or an AI on a specific number of occasions, typically millions of times, until eventually, after those occasions, it becomes real. And that's a wrap for today's video. What are your opinions, guys? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.